lot. I posted my show on Talksport 2 yesterday, yeah. And the producer Jeremy, bro, he done a thing with Alex Crook. You know Alex Crook from Talksport, yeah. And then producer Jeremy was like, well, he's Irish, but I'm not going to do it. He's like, so Crookie, isn't this just basically like a normal Man United signing when they go after someone's castaway, somebody who was ousted out of the team by Eric Dyer?
There we go.
I went crazy.
What did they say, bro?
Right. So basically, you know what I was been on with this Ligt thing, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And people keep messaging me saying, oh, you're just trying to ignore his injuries and tell us it's really good when it's not. I said, I just want to gather the facts for you lot. That's all. And I'm making my opinion based off the facts from what I can see with my eyes in actual numerical values. And two, from the people who have seen this guy and experts. So Kevin, the Hatchman Hatchard, Bundesliga expert, watches Bayern every single day, every single game, commentates on all the games. Can't talk to him. And in European football, if you know Kevin Hatchard, my man knows everything, yeah?
Yes.
And then, obviously, Ajax came on yesterday. Obviously, it was 5 years ago, but he knows a lot about, wicked.
Great show.
So I just thought, because I was like, I was like, I do remember 5 years ago when he was the man, but like, is he really still that? He's had because what we do is we just go, he went Juventus, flopped. He went Bayern, flopped. They don't even want him no more. Oh, Eric Dyer plays instead of him. So producer Jeremy, was like, nah, this is typical Man United, just going after someone's castaways. Eric Dyer stops him from playing. So I thought, let me pull up the big games from last season, back in the last season.
Let's get to work.
Yeah. So why did I see Matthias de Ligt playing next to Eric Dyer against Arsenal and Real Madrid and Upamecano on the bench? Why did I see that? Why did I see that? I thought Eric Dyer took his place. I thought de Ligt doesn't play in the big games. And he missed one game, I think, through suspension. But then Tuchel brought him straight back in for the big games away at Real Madrid. Why was he playing? I thought Eric Dyer plays instead of him. Why am I seeing all the Bayern fans getting angry, saying, what are we doing? Why are we
what they got? We're trying to do a
petition.
Internal protest.
They got petition.
They're
signing it. Why am I seeing that? Also, he's injury prone and basically didn't even play last season. Why has he played 30 times then? Last year. Yes, he has injuries. I'm not disputing that. He had injuries last season, but he still played 30 games out of like a 50-game season for them. So that shows, and he started, he played 22 times in the league, which tells me 22 games out of the 36 games they play, was it 38? Whatever it is. 22 games is a lot of games to play. That means you're probably the main centre-back, I'd say.
Yeah.
But injuries have probably made you not start 35 plus.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that, bro.
Would that suggest that? So would that suggest that Bayern, that you're not actually the little side man? I'm sold.
You got to, bro. Come on, bro.
We had to dispel the myth. And he's played over 300 games, and he's 24, bro. He played over 100 games at Juve. He's played over 100 games for Ajax.
Yeah,
like he's played over 70 odd games in a couple of seasons at Thingy, but he's injury prone and rubbish. And we can get him for 42 million. So Man United. So then I said, hold on a minute. So if Man United went and got Jared Brantwaite for 75 million, Man United don't learn from the sins of the past. This guy's only 21, and he's only had one good season in the Premier League. And Manchester United come along and pay 18 million. Have they not learned from Harry Maguire? They haven't learned a thing. Overhyped English tax. English taxation. Then they go, They go buy someone who's proven, who the manager knows, who was the first defender to be nominated for to win the Golden Boy Award, by the way. Captain Ajax at 17, got over 300 appearances at 24, who's a leader and a warrior, needs to find his way a little bit again. He is that a little bit, for 42 million. Cheaper than Juventus got him for, cheaper than Bayern got him for, and now Man United are idiots. Really, we can't
win.
We're not allowed to sign anyone.
Can't win.
We can't sign anyone. We can't sign anyone.
Honestly, do you know why I know? Like, what was Donny van der Beek's injury record before he came to Man United? Because it wasn't like what we got right now.
It wasn't like this.
You can't. The thing is, there's no Malacia. This guy he wasn't an injury blighted guy, but then lost him. So obviously we all do the thing. Go to transfer. What's the thing that shows
transfer
up?
market.
Transfer market. We go to transfer market and we go crazy, but then we don't get the true reflection. Luke Shaw, before he came to the club, was he that? Was he the more injured than Martial? Now, with every signing that you make, there's ones where you say, well, the Varane one, you're like, oh, guys, there's injury record before. Like he couldn't
long throughout his whole career.
throughout his whole career. He's had that. That's why that early retirement and stuff. But you can't be totally sure of a player. The issue is the point that we're making is sometimes you can't be guaranteed by looking at the paperwork to know if they're going to be fit or injured. When we bought Martial, nobody would have realized he would have turned into that. Like, so there's always a risk. It's 50-50 any signing, what's going to happen. Now, some players will give you a bit more to say, all right, he's had a few injuries now, but you lot made a great assessment of, we waited for Van Nistelrooy. We literally said, Ruud, Fergie went to visit him in hospital, bro. He said, as soon as you're ready, I will be here. That's what he said.
Otherwise, we would have missed out saying, nah, he's done his knee.
Done his knee, so we can't, like, I get it. We're more involved in everything football now because obviously Fan Channel, we've taken this thing to another level, but I think sometimes it's almost we can overanalyze a situation, or we can just do too much, really. That's what I think's happening, and we're doing a lot without all the information. You know, so again, when they go into the medical, there's got to be things they're looking at, because a lot of these players, as they say, a lot of these players are playing with injuries, but they play through the injury. Like Bruno Fernandes, I can imagine, probably was injured a lot more last year, but then his pain threshold to play with the injury was there. Gerrard, another player that played through the pain threshold as well. And you got to find out what players are, can manage games when they're at 70%, 75, 80%. That's what we got to know. So hopefully these, when if the Ligt does come in, I think if we can have players, Martinez, De Ligt, Onana, and they can play a majority of games, I'm talking more than 15, 20 games, solid as the partnership. I need that. Again, with a Braithwaite in the background coming through, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that's what it is. Look, I think the bits with the injuries, I'm not saying it like completely ignore it. I'm not saying that like he hasn't had injuries last season. He's obviously had more injuries last season, and that's made him not be as consistent last year. Whenever he's been fit, he's been selected because he's still viewed as the good player. Like, that's what I'm trying to make out. It's like people are trying to say discard him because like Eric Dyer took his place. Like, that's not true. Like, it's just not. That just did not happen. That's just a rhetoric or something that's just been thrown about online to say Bayern want to get rid of him but keep Eric Dyer. He's rubbish. Then that's not it. Like, it's not. He literally played like in the big games where he was available. Arsenal twice, Real Madrid, yes. Then he had a bit of a knock for the first game against Real Madrid, but at the Bernabeu, straight away, put him straight back in. Why? Because he's seen as the guy. Like, we need him. Like, it's just like Martinez. Should we sell Martinez now then? Should we sell him?
Yes.
Should we sell Martinez?
I love
because
Martinez.
because if you looked at it, if somebody was going to buy Martinez now, you'd say, oh, look at that season he's just had. He's had a lot of injuries, mate. Tell you what, and that started from the season before. He's injury prone. Sell him. Or don't buy him. But he's in the Copa America right now, kicking lumps out of people, doing all right. Like Kante, remember they all laughed.